welcome back to my channel. This I'm doing very low effort, like very low effort. I'm literally sitting on the floor in my room. So yeah. So it is going to be September. When was the last time I posted a video? I cannot tell you. It's Becca's Bookoplathon, and so I have to participate. Have I done well participating in anything else this summer? No, I have not. But now's the time for change, I guess. So, a couple of things. I mean, every time I film a video, I say, maybe this time I'll get back at it. So I'm not even going to bother saying that this time. Though I will say, September is coming, obviously, and that means I'm going back to college. And for some reason, despite the fact I've had so much time over the summer, like, yes, I have been working, but also I have had multiple days where I could have just spent the entire day reading, and I haven't done that. So I have a feeling as soon as I go back to college and actually, you know, have my days filled with things, I'm going to be like, oh, I want to read so bad. So I just know how that's going to happen. So when I read more, I will want to talk about those books and film more. So maybe more videos are coming, but you know, no promises. One last thing I want to say before we get into it. This month, yes, it's Bookoplathon, but I'm also going to do the magical readathon because I wanted to do it in August with everyone else, but super big slump. So I was not going to do it. And I mean, I'm just kind of doing it for fun. And so I think I'm going to try, and I have to read 8 books. I think I'm going to try and do it in September along with the magical readathon. So yeah, my one that I'm doing is Necromancer. When the first round was on, I read every single possible prompt. So I could choose from any career basically. And I think I'm going to go with the Necromancer one, and I need to read 8 books for that. Which, as I said, I've read 2 books every month for like the past 3 or 4 months. To read 8 in a month might be ambitious, but we're gonna give it a go. Okay, so the previous years when I've done this, I've always used I've actually printed off the board, but this year I'm going full lazy. I'm gonna just do it on my iPad. I know it's probably a bit hard to see, but I'll read it out to you, okay? Because honestly, this is very low effort right now because I think that's the only way I'm actually gonna film and edit this video. Let's see how many rolls that I'm going to do. So we're going to bring out what you may or may not recognize, probably not recognize because it's been so long since I've played my own TBR game, but I play a version of the game of life. So at the start of my game, I always spin to see how many spins I have to do that month. And so I'm going to spin to see how many rolls I have to do. So let's go. Oh, well, that's a bit sad. So that's 2 rolls, which, I mean, is technically about the number of books I've been reading a month. I'll probably do more rolls anyway, but we'll do 2 for now. Well, now we are on to 3 already. Okay, so 12 is poll pick. Okay, I'm just making this video messier, but so for poll pick, as I mentioned at the very start of this video, I am cheating magical readathon. I'm actually doing it in September instead of August, which technically is 1 day less I have to complete it. So if anything, I'm making it harder on myself. But anyway, that's not the point. I decided for poll pick, I was going to use one of my prompts, which is steal a book off someone else's TBR. So I have chosen 4 books from people's TBRs. A lot of them I do not want to read. I don't know what it is. Why aren't people picking books that I want to read? Obviously, like, how selfish of them. But anyway, so the 4 books. So the first one is The Deal by L. Kennedy, which, please do not vote that. Please don't vote that. It's a hockey romance, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh, and that was on Gavin and Steph's TBR. I'm pretty sure that might be Steph's book club pick, I think, maybe. Then the second one is Kingsbane, and I'm choosing this because Persistent Bookworm is putting the first one on her TBR for this month, so I also really need to read the sequel, so that will work. And then the third one I'm going to go with is Middle Game by Sean Maguire, and this is on Marissa from Genre Garden's TBR. So I did have a 4th one, but I can't remember it. One was Confessions, which I think was also on Steph's TBR. And I think that was a book club pick from Books and Lala like a couple months ago. And I heard good things about it. And, you know, since we're getting into spooky season. So then roll number 2. and that is 6. That is favorite setting, which I do not know if I have a favorite setting. Okay, so role number 2 was favorite setting, and for this one I'm going very basic, which Fool's Quest or Assassin's Fate. I need to read both of them like this month. That might be difficult. As I said, slump. I'm being ambitious. I'll probably only read one, but I'm supposed to read the second one. I was supposed to read this like 2 months ago. But I know a lot of people prefer like the live ships, you know, all of like the seafaring adventures and that or whatever. But I'm basic. I love me like a medieval inspired fantasy. I love Buckkeep and all of the drama and politics and all of that goes on here. So favorite setting, yes. And then role number 3 is 7. And that is Autumn. My third role was Autumn, and I have a couple of options I could do for this one. One thing I could read is The Last Graduate, which I'm already like 92 pages in since June. So, but I think I'm going to try and read this before the end of the month. So I don't think I'll end up going with this one. And so I think my 2 options that I'm kind of back and forth between is Nettle and Bone and The Hollow Places, both by T. Kingfisher. I have read 2 T. Kingfisher books before and then gave them both 4 stars. And I think these ones are more horror, whereas the other ones I read were more fantasy. As I said, they're more horror, you know, autumn, going into spooky season, whatever. I'm not really someone who's like super into spooky season or anything like that, but I've heard good things about both of those books. And I think, and both of them, well, one of them has Nettle and Bone is the name, so it has bone in it, and then I think The Hollow Places has like a skull on it, and that is actually one of the prompts for the magical readathon for necromancy for the Q in Conjuration. It needs to have like bone in the title or on the cover, so one of those will fit. I don't know what either of them are about though. I've just heard good things, so I was like, I want to read that, I guess. So I only actually had to do 3 according to my spinner. Well, I only had to do 2, but then I got a double. But I'm going to do, I think, maybe 2 more rolls to bring me up to 5. Alright, so that is a 7. And that is a third person perspective. In roll number 4, am I on 4? I have no idea. Is third person perspective, and I'm going to read the final book in the Winnowing Flame trilogy. I can't remember what it's called, and I don't own it physically. I'm reading this for the Backlist Book Club. This is technically the August pick, I believe, but our live show isn't going to be until mid-September. And I am not going to wait until the day before the live show. These are basically 2 of the only, like, large fantasy books I have read all summer, so they should be honoured. And I have really enjoyed this series because I haven't actually spoken about them on my channel because no videos. But I have spoken about them on Cassidy's channel. And I'll leave the 2 live shows linked down below. And I gave them both 4 stars. It is so hard to explain what this book is about. So this is a series which combines fantasy and sci-fi elements. So there are these like vampire-like creatures who originally drank this tree sap from this magical tree god. But eventually after the last like the 8th reign, which is when like these creatures from like space come down and try to kill everyone, and these vampire creatures fight them off basically. Their tree god died in the last battle basically, and so they no longer can drink this sap and heal themselves and not age, and so they started drinking human blood instead, and now the humans hate them. But the 9th reign might be coming. There's like a witch, a human, and this vampire creature. All 3 of them are kind of like exploring the artifacts that have been left behind in the previous 8 reigns and trying to figure out like what is happening because there are these weird dreams that maybe the next one is coming. And then I'm going to do 1 more roll. Well, if it's a double, I suppose I'll do another one, but oh crap, I shouldn't have jinxed that, should I? Okay, well, then I'll do 2 more rolls. Oh, I should have just gone with the 3, shouldn't I? Community shelf. And roll number 5 was a community shelf. So I have the little tiny card. Just have just a load of random different prompts on it. I am not looking. I just realized that. But I also don't want to show you. Okay, I'm very bad at shuffling things, okay? And it's this cheap little paper, like, okay. Pick a card, any card, guys. I'm gonna go with this one. Fantasy. Oh my god, yes. That was like the best one I think I could have possibly picked, because some of them were very specific that I wrote down. But fantasy, that's very broad. Again, I'm kind of cheating, but I don't really care. I'm gonna say Gods of Jade and Shadow, because I am like 100 pages into this, but I'm in a huge slump. I'm in the middle of about 7 books and I have to finish them. So I'm putting them on my TBR. And I was enjoying this actually when I read it, and I thought I was actually going to break out of my slump, and then I went away for the weekend and didn't pick it back up. But I was really enjoying what I had read so far, and it follows Cassiopeia in the 1920s, and she accidentally summons the Mayan god of death, and basically how she summoned him, he's kind of nearly drawing energy from her, and so she has to help him regain his throne if she wants to live, basically. And yeah, they have a very good banter and all of that, and I was enjoying it so far, so I want to finish it. And also I feel like it does also kind of match like the autumn vibes. Like it's not exactly like, it's not horror or spooky or anything, but you know, it's death, and I mean, I feel like this is kind of an autumn, it's like a summer autumn cover. And then final roll, I'm not going above 6, like no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that says pattern and text, which I have no idea what that means, so I'll have to look at her cheat sheet. My final one was text/pattern, and I actually went and looked at Becca's like huge recommendation video, and because she actually says Jade City, because like huge text, I already have a lot of big books on my TBR, so I'm like, I could actually pick this, like listen to the Becca rec, but I'm not gonna do that. Like, I want to reread The Savage Song or Our Dark Thread, or both of them, but I'm like, is that text enough? Assassin's Fate, like that's big text, but then I'm like, there's this illustration there, I don't know what to pick. Yeah, you know what, I think I'm gonna go with This Savage Song or Our Dark Duet. I think I want to reread both of them, and I don't think it really matters which cover I choose, because no matter what cover it is, well, I suppose the other cover like isn't super obvious, but like the main thing, especially on this one, is the text, so I feel like it counts. It might be cheating, but I'm gonna go with like the text is big, okay? Yeah. Yes, I bought these because they're way prettier than the editions I have. And I also bought the special edition, which is coming out in September. So this follows a world where monsters exist, and monsters are created by people doing terrible acts. And the city has now been divided into like the north and the south side. Kate and August are part of 2 different sides. So Kate, she wants to be like her father. He is quite ruthless. He protects his side of the city, and she kind of just wants to impress him. And then we have August, who is actually one of these monsters, and he was adopted by the other leader, and he is very sweet, and he very much wants to be a person, and I love him a lot. So let's actually go through the magical readathon prompt, which also, if you want to like give out to me like, no, you're not allowed to do it in a different month, I don't care, is the answer. So animal companion, I think I'll go with Poison Song, because there's animal companions in there. Color wheel, I need to get a color wheel. Okay, so I found a color wheel, so let's go. Red or blue? Red or blue? Blue. Okay, blue. Do any of the books I want to read have blue on them? The book that has blue on it is Assassin's Fate. This is a very blue cover. It's very blue and kind of a coppery color. That's for blue. Then someone else's TBR. Oh, I'm gonna have to look and see who has a TBR up, and maybe I'll use that for my poll pick, because I actually haven't done a poll pick yet. Then single object as the focus. I mean, The Savage Song. I feel like this is single object as focus. Yeah. Fantasy, Fool's Quest. Necromancy, Gods of Jade and Shadow, because Death God. In Bone, I said nettle and bone are the hollow places. One of those. And then reread or dark duet. So yeah. That is a hard TBR, isn't it? One last interruption is I also forgot Roll of the Readathons. I can't say it. It's based on Christy from Christy Reads TBR game. That is the 12th, I think, to the like 19th or whatever. I may or may not participate because that is my first week back at college. Also slump, but also I kind of want to do it. So we'll see. But I'm not making any like definite plans. Like I'll probably vlog it if I do it. So yes, just wanted to mention it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If you did, subscribe. I will see you all in the next one. Bye.